Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
As two suspects sit in South Dakota jail cells, we're learning more about what happened to an 8-year-old girl whose body was hauled from Washington State to Mitchell in a U-Haul trailer. According to an autopsy, the girl was malnourished and only weighed 26 pounds. The coroner also said there were injuries to the girl's wrist and ankles consistent with being tied up or bound. Authorities also say the suspects made statements about slapping the girl and smashing her feet with a hammer.
Court documents say the suspects wanted to bury the 8-year-old on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation. Investigators believe the girl may have been dead for 3 months. Detectives say they found air fresheners, candles, and fragrance warmers in the child's bedroom. Both suspects face homicide charges in Washington. We have an update to a story that KELOLAND News has been following for years. The South Dakota Supreme Court says the demolition of a mansion in Sioux Falls can go forward. The state's highest court affirmed a circuit court ruling.
In April of 2019, KELOLAND News reported the owner of the $1 million home along Westfield Trail in Lincoln County was fined for multiple health code violations. The owner said medical expenses and a nearly $2 million tax bill delayed the construction of the home. Rapid City officials say crews have removed dozens of dead geese in the Canyon Lake area this week, possibly due to avian flu. The city says some of the carcasses have been sent off for testing. South Dakota Game Fish and Parks has reported cases of avian flu in snow geese and other migrating waterfowl in the recent weeks.
According to the CDC, most of the cases in commercial and backyard flocks have been on the eastern half of the state, affecting hundreds of thousands of birds in South Dakota. Wildlife officials remind everyone to report a dead or sick bird to GFMP.
Now let's check in with meteorologist Scott Munt for our first look at the forecast. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. It looks like temperatures today will reach the 20s, 30s, and 40s for afternoon highs. I think we'll stay with low-level clouds in eastern and northeastern South Dakota. Better chance to see sunshine, probably along Interstate 90 and to the south, where we have a high of 30 going in Sioux Falls, 22 in Aberdeen, 30 in Pierre, and 42 in Rapid City. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. 2 weeks ago, a blizzard swept across KELOLAND, hitting the Rosebud Reservation hard. The storm left 20-foot drifts and impassable road conditions. Those conditions made it difficult for emergency services to reach 12-year-old Honor Beauvais, who was trapped at home with influenza A, made worse by his asthma.
Crews were eventually able to reach Honor, but he died at a hospital later that night. Digital reporter Jasmine Jackson spoke with Honor's grandmother about the young boy who loved Roblox and basketball. You can read more with this KELOLAND.com original online right now. A nonprofit organization on the Pine Ridge Reservation is helping keep people warm through a heater and fireplace giveaway. First Families Now, in a partnership with a couple of other nonprofits, gave out 150 fireplaces and 290 heaters on Thursday.
It's all part of the campaign Warm Up the Ridge. They also do food giveaways and other events throughout the year.
It's very rewarding to know that our elders are going to have food, our elders are going to be warm with blankets, and they're going to have heat, they're going to have propane and fireplaces. We can rest assured that things will be a little bit better this next storm.
They have another semi coming today, fully loaded with chicken, ham, and turkeys to give away as well. If you would like to help, you can visit their website or Facebook page, which is attached to this story right here on KELOLAND.com. It might be a chore you've been putting off, but most cities do require you to shovel your sidewalk after a winter storm. In Sioux Falls, you have up to 48 hours after the snow has stopped falling to clear your sidewalks.
If you don't, you could face a ticket or other costs. The city says neighbors rely on each other to create a path, especially for the elderly, disabled, and school children. Meanwhile, last week's cold snap damaged more than just businesses. Schools also got hit. The Sioux Falls School District confirms that 4 schools had problems with pipes and sprinklers. George McGovern Middle School saw flooding in the commons and office areas, and part of the ceiling needs to be replaced.
The district says there were also issues at Whittier Middle School, Washington, and Lincoln High Schools. We're told everything is cleaned up and ready for students to return next week.
And we have a quick programming note for KELOLAND News First at 4 today. Due to college football, there will not be a 4 p.m. newscast this afternoon. You can still catch all of the day's news on KELOLAND News at 5, 6, and 10.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Hey, Scott.
Hey there, Perry. We are looking at some low-level cloudiness across eastern and northeastern South Dakota this morning. That'll probably extend into the afternoon. Would not be surprised to see areas of fog tonight. That may cover central and eastern South Dakota for tomorrow morning. Try to bring back that sunshine tomorrow. And the numbers tomorrow looking a lot like what's expected today. Talking 20s, 30s, and 40s for afternoon highs. Probably hold that as we go into Sunday, and then we'll watch the storm system come through for early next week. Monday, we'll have increasing chances to see snow. Snow may be heavy at times, according to this storm track, for eastern and southeastern KELOLAND come Tuesday, and then it should leave the area by midweek of next week. So you see the increasing chances we do have for snow as we go through the day on Monday. I mentioned some heavier snows possible in southeastern South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. That's as a storm system moves through central and northern Iowa. The heaviest of the snow is usually found 100 to 150 miles to the northwest of the low track. So that's the reason why we may see some heavier snows across the southeast. Now, when you're just looking at the amount of liquid with this storm, it already exceeds our average amounts for the month of January. And you see that across south central and the southeastern KELOLAND for both Monday and Tuesday. That's combined totals. As you see, about over 3 inches of snowfall can be expected. We'll continue to watch the system as we go through the weekend, as of course things will change. What about the possibility of 6 inches or more of snow? That may set up across southeastern South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota. In the meantime, today you can expect temperatures in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And for details of your 7-day forecast, you can go ahead and check that out online here at KELOLAND.com. Have a great weekend.